Hi, my name is Riley, and I have a weird relationship with motivation. Let me explain. The Oxford Dictionary defines motivation as a reason or reasons for acting or behaving in a particular way, but I have a slightly different definition. Motivation to me means the want and the lust to want to go and do something. It's the inner coach inside of your head that kind of pushes you to new levels, to new heights, to continue these really good habits and routine of success and good productive activities. The key thing in my definition though is the want. Motivation is the want to go out, the want to succeed, the want to go for a run, to clean your room, to start a new business. It's the want. And that's where me and motivation fall out a little bit. In my experience, motivation exists in a healthy or recovering brain. And so this is all well and good, but what happens when you don't have a healthy or recovering brain? What happens when you're at rock bottom and you need motivation to help you start climbing back up? That is why I think motivation has some sort of a limit, a glass ceiling. I think it's a big weakness of motivation. You kind of have to be moving already for motivation to sweep you up in its warm, fulfilling arms and kind of take you to that next level, to push you to new heights. So, what do I use instead of motivation? I use drive. Drive is something that I define as a want really deep down to pick yourself up and move no matter what. And that is how motivation and drive differ, because motivation requires motion already, but drive will literally pull you out of that really deep hole that you're in, and it will push you. It will exist no matter what, regardless of your circumstances. If you've got a driven person, they are pretty indestructible, because they don't need motivation. They don't need to wake up motivated. They are driven to achieve this goal. They are driven for success. And so I try and focus on drive and being a driven person and developing traits that will help me kind of channel a more driven personality, a more driven kind of outlook on life, rather than looking for motivation. And of course, drive can always work in tandem with motivation. So drive will pick you up and start you off, and then motivation will take over and it will push you to those aforementioned promised lands of success and glory and other non-deep voice things. So how does this work in the real world? When I was 18, I was very, very deeply depressed, and I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything. I was just in a real bad rut in life. And my best friend, he messaged me and said, "Hey, do you want to come to the gym?" It was completely out of nowhere. We didn't have a habit of going to the gym. We hadn't been to the gym in like over 3 years, I think. But he had a membership, and he said, "Hey, do you want to come?" I had no business going to the gym. I was not in the right mental state. But for some reason, I said yes. And I remember I went to the gym, I quite enjoyed it, and then I come home and I learned a new lesson that day. And that's the fact that motivation doesn't need to exist. Drive is all you need. You need to have drive to want to achieve your goals. You need to have drive to want to get you to a better place. If you're in a really dark place, you need to have drive to find that light, to find that happiness. And if I can do anything in my years on this platform or whatever, it's going to be to teach people that it's okay not to be motivated. It's okay to be at rock bottom, because in the end, all you need to do is be driven and to look after yourself, and pretty much everything else will fall into place. So that's kind of my thoughts on motivation and what I use instead of motivation, because it's not very good. And motivation is great. Motivational speakers are awesome, but I don't think they tell the full story. And so I'm someone that's dealt with a lot of problems, a lot of issues, a lot of really dark places and getting out of them. And motivation hasn't really been there very much. Motivation is, it's a privilege, and it's a privilege that most of us don't have. So let's not need it, and let's be better without it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope that this video's quality is a little bit better. And I look to be always improving the quality. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully next week. I'm going to try and upload one video per week, but no promises. Bye. Was that a good sign? No? Who knows? Oh, wait a minute. Right, if I sign off like this, look, boom, that's cool.